up, ladies? Happy Tuesday! I'm so happy to be with you. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, inbox me for any personal situation that you want to discuss with me regarding today's conversation. I really appreciate y'all for even just listening to me. Today we're going to talk about anger.
It's upsetting me in my home, girl, because we feel like, well, damn.
And why God allows anger and allows us to be crushed. I think that is, for women, something that sometimes we find hard to understand in our life. We all go through different situations with different people in our life that cause anger.
Come down here and see what happens if you try and hit me.
Such an idiot.
Let me see what your best move is.
Why? Why do we go through it? For a woman, we get angry for certain things. Those things include misinterpreting circumstances, making a mistake on judgment.
We were hoping for a different answer. That's probably not the answer that we're looking for.
Or reacting quickly because we're threatened or hurt by somebody. But what we have to understand is that anger can completely take over our life, and it's up to us on whether we choose to allow anger to do that.
I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire. Not today.
Nobody does good all the time. Nobody's gonna be happy all the time. But when you can acknowledge that, it's an easier process on reversing your emotional well-being. Let's make one thing clear. In your life, you cannot have promise without process. In other words, God is going to put us through things as women for us to grow.
Some people take on a pathology of pain and they make the crushing their address and they live in what should have been a stage. And no matter what you do, you cannot pull them out of it because pain becomes their normal. They will provoke you till you fight them. They will push you away till you reject them because it is the thing that they are most familiar with. And they don't understand that they self-sabotage their success. You're not fighting a demon. You're not fighting the devil. You are fighting the fact that you have become so accustomed to pain that it is your place of residency.
Baby, it's not punishment, it's preparation. But baby, I'm here to tell you, you are valuable. God is crushing you so that you will prosper. Your troubles can either make you better or bitter.
You can be beautiful, just don't know it. You can be wonderful, just don't know it. You can be effective, just don't know it. You can be smart, just don't know it. And so the enemy keeps you blind to what you have because you're not used to light. The hardest thing in the world is to go from dark rooms into bright light. And so all of a sudden you say, ooh, that's too much. And so when God does want to emancipate you, you have a tendency to go back into the crushing place because it is your familiar place. But in order for you to find your strength, you have to not only go into the crushing, you must come out of it. You cannot make wine under feet. It has to come from the crushing stage to get to the wine stage. It has to survive. I talk about the fermenting stage and all of that in the book. It has to go through these different stages ultimately to become wine. And grapes are at their best when they are wine.
When you're crushed, it's important to understand why you're being crushed. And once we can get to that point, then we can better accept our circumstance.
You will never even get to the insecurity that is causing the issue if you keep blaming the people who are bringing it out for you to look at.
God knows where to cut you to get you to a place you need to be. Crushing is a stage, not a destination.
Sometimes you're fighting against what you're supposed to be fighting for.
But see, people become so accustomed to pain that it becomes their residence. And no, baby, pain should be temporary. So first, we have to learn how to manage pressure. When we're crushed as a woman, we can allow anger to completely take over our life.
Some of us are defeated simply because we're distracted.
The best thing to do is pray about it, sis. Take your anger to God and allow him to control your reaction. Get to a point to where another person's actions do not dictate your reaction. When we're angry and we're sad, we are actually learning lessons that we can learn in no other way. Sometimes it takes us to get crushed in order to build ourselves back up. Learn to control your temper rather than being controlled by it. At the end of the day, a wise woman should be a motivator, not a manipulator.
Now that's a lady.
Another thing to understand is that you can't really take what others say about you too seriously.
When I realize I'm fighting something outside when I really need to be dealing with something inside. When I realize I'm trying to control how other people are versus trying to have self-control, the fruit of the Spirit for myself.
A lot of times as a woman, that will make us angry. What the heck is going on here? Somebody might praise you in your face and condemn you behind your back. We shouldn't ever allow what anybody says about us to affect our anger. Now, as women, that's kind of unrealistic.
Oh, so you want a box? Is that what it is? You want some of this? Hey, you know what? It ain't nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying?
But again, it takes a build-up in faith to understand how to control that emotion and response. The fact of the matter is, sis, we're all gonna get angry. But once we can learn how to control that anger by praying about it and asking God to redirect our minds and how we react, we'll be in a better place. It's almost to a point to where you no longer even can get angry because you're in such a good level, in such a good place in your own heart that there is no anger for you to give. Despite what anybody has done to you, you should never allow it to get to a point to where it's causing you anger, because ultimately you're allowing that person to win. Take control of your emotions. Understand that anger, just like happiness, is an emotion that we can control in our minds. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Mwah.